Hi there, let's take some time to talk about nutrition and food. The topic today is tasty ways to add more veggies to your meals. First off, let me introduce myself. My name is Eliani, or Ellie for short. I am a pediatric and ketogenic dietitian. I work with pediatric neurology at University Hospital right here in San Antonio. So why vegetables? In my field, people often tell me they don't like vegetables or they don't know what to do with them once they buy them. Let's be fair, more often than not, veggies are just served raw or boiled with no flavor. I love vegetables, but if you give me a bowl of boiled broccoli, I don't want to eat it either. So let's talk about returning some life and flavor back into these veggies. They are packed with vitamins and minerals. They are high in fiber to keep us regular. They're relatively low in calories, especially the non-starchy ones. So we're not talking about potatoes, sweet potatoes, or corn. Sorry guys. They are available in a variety of colors and flavors, and they can be used as a main course or as a side dish. So in today's menu, we're going to talk specifically about cauliflower, zucchini, and the less common spaghetti squash. Squash is technically a fruit, like other veggies with seeds, like tomatoes, avocados, etc. For this presentation, though, we're going to consider a vegetable. So let's start with cauliflower. As we know, it's a vegetable. You can find it in different colors, like white, orange, green, and purple. It contains vitamin C, B6, K, and its minerals are magnesium, potassium, and phosphorus. 1 cup of raw and chopped cauliflower has 27 calories and about 2 grams of fiber. You can eat it roasted, grilled, boiled, fried, steamed, pickled, or even raw. It's a great substitute for rice or potatoes. So how do we cook cauliflower rice? For ingredients, you will need a whole head of cauliflower, seasoning to taste, just salt and pepper will do. So to start, cut the cauliflower head into smaller florets. Using a box grater or a food processor, break down the cauliflower into smaller pieces to like a rice-like texture. Then cook. You can steam it in the microwave. You can place it in a microwave-safe dish, cover in plastic wrap or in a clean kitchen towel, and cook for about 5 minutes. You may have to repeat another 5 minutes depending on your microwave. Stir until tender. Then let it cool enough to handle. Place a clean kitchen towel and squeeze out any extra moisture. This keeps your dish from being too soggy. Now you have plain rice to season however you want. You can also cook in a pan with some olive oil, but the texture will be crispier, not so much like rice. You can make Mexican rice, stir-fried rice, or any other dish or casserole that calls for rice. Another way to cook cauliflower is to make it into mashed potatoes. The ingredients are the same, but the cooking is a little different. You still cut the head of the cauliflower into smaller florets. Then you steam either in the microwave as before or in a steam basket over boiling water about 6 to 8 minutes or until it's tender. Then you mash, either using a food processor, a stick blender, or with a potato masher. Mash until smooth. You can season it as you would a mashed potato, but it's less starchy, so be creative. So this is just to show you all the possibilities of cauliflower. You can make cauliflower crust for pizza, cauliflower breadsticks, cauliflower Mexican rice, cauliflower tots, even soup. Next, let's talk about the potential of zucchini. It's a summer squash, just like cucumbers and yellow squash, technically a fruit. You can find it as in a light or dark green color, solid or with stripes, or yellow. It has vitamin C, A, and K, and some folate. The minerals is potassium and magnesium. 1 cup of raw chopped zucchini has about 21 calories and 1 gram of fiber. You can eat it steamed, boiled, grilled, baked, fried, sauteed, and even raw. The skin and even its orange flower are edible. The flower is known as squash blossom or flor de calabaza. It's a great substitute for noodles, as a wrap for fillings, or even baked into goods. So the many ways to cut a zucchini. So we can slice it into rounds or lengthwise in long slices, slice it as spears like a pickle, and in half with the seeds removed. To cut lengthwise, you can use a vegetable peeler, free-handed with a knife, very carefully, or with a mandolin like the one in the picture. You can also shred it by using a box grater. This is great for fresh salads or to add into zucchini bread. And finally, and probably the most fun way, into spirals. By using a spiralizer, it's almost like a big pencil sharpener, but for vegetables. This can be found at your local grocery store. They run about $10 for the simplest one. There are some mechanical ones. So now let's focus on how to prepare zucchini to add into a variety of dishes. First, cut your zucchini into slices or spirals, then lay flat on a baking sheet. Sprinkle with salt and let it sit about 15 minutes. This draws out extra moisture to prevent your dish from getting soggy. Then blot the excess moisture with a paper towel. Next, depending on what you're trying to make, you may have to roast or grill the zucchini to soften it, or just use it raw. To roast, place on a baking sheet lined with foil. Spread out the slices evenly, then drizzle with olive oil and a bit of pepper on both sides. Then bake in a 325-degree oven for about 5 to 7 minutes on each side until it's tender. Either raw or roasted, the zucchini is ready to be used in as a pasta substitute, or stuffed and rolled. This is just an example of how to use zucchini slices. This recipe of zucchini lasagna replaces pasta sheets for raw zucchini cut into long slices. You will prep the zucchini as before. Prepare your sauce and cheese mixture just the same as regular lasagna. Then you would assemble all the layers, then top with cheese and bake until the cheese is melted and golden brown. I have actually made this at home several times. Trust me, you don't even miss the pasta. We always end up getting second servings. You can get the full recipe at the link in the corner of the slide, or just search online for zucchini pasta. Zucchini lasagna, more specifically. So one vegetable, many looks. The spiralized zucchini can be used as spaghetti with meat sauce. The round slices turn into pizza bites, zucchini boats, zucchini rolls, zucchini breadsticks and chips, even zucchini bread. So now to the least known veggie today, the spaghetti squash. It's a winter squash like pumpkin and butternut squash, also a fruit. You can find it in white, yellow, and orange. It has vitamin C, A, B6, and some folate. In minerals, it has potassium and manganese. 1 cup of cooked spaghetti squash has about 42 calories and 2 grams of fiber. You can eat it boiled, baked, steamed, or cooked in the microwave. I don't recommend eating it raw because the fibers are just too tough. And also, the seeds can be made like pumpkin seeds that can be roasted in the oven. It's also a great substitute for pastas. It's basically like a blank canvas. So how to cook this veggie? Carefully cut in half lengthwise and scoop out the seeds. Then drizzle with olive oil, salt, and pepper. On a baking sheet lined with foil, place the cut side down and bake at 375 degrees for about 30 to 40 minutes, depending on your oven, or until the flesh is tender. Note that you can also microwave it if baking for you is not really an option. Let it cool enough to handle, and using a fork, scrape the strands off the outer skin. You can add extra olive oil and seasonings at this point, or you can add any sauce and toppings of your choice. So essentially, just add sauce and toppings. You can use it in casseroles, make fritters, or use it as you would use any pasta. Make shrimp scampi, add meat sauce, or even pesto. Give it a Tex-Mex twist. Be creative. If you're short on time or roasting a whole vegetable seems just too complicated, you can find vegetables already cut and even cooked at your local grocery store. Look in the fresh produce or frozen sections. But wait, there is more. Your options of veggies are endless. They can be turned into soups for a chilly day or even be part of your breakfast. There's no limits. So to summarize, I love vegetables. It can also be a part of any tasty dish. So challenge yourself and add at least one non-starchy vegetable to your every meal. Be creative, use what you learned today, and be adventurous. Just eat the rainbow. Thank you so much for your time.